What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. I was going through the subreddit recently for Modern Warfare 3, and I came across a post that stopped me in my tracks. First of all, the title of this post was something that resonated with me right away. The title was, "Even though the game is still plagued with issues, do you think we've become too entitled about certain things?" And I was intrigued right away because the idea that this community is entitled is not necessarily one that I'm fully on board with. I think there are certain things that this community feels entitled about, but as a whole, I have a very tough time being aligned with people saying that the Call of Duty community as a whole is entitled. So I was intrigued. I had to know what he was going to talk about. And I want to take this little snippet here. People complain about the event rewards all the time being ugly or being too hard to get. While there is truth to the statements, you also have to realize they don't need to do these events at all. In the last few years, Call of Duty has had more and more event unlockables, which is awesome. Maybe instead of being entitled with these events, try being a small bit grateful you were getting anything at all. This is why I wanted to make this video. This is somebody that is saying, hey, you know what? Don't ever complain or criticize to try to make enhancements to something. Just be grateful it exists. Come on, man. The worst part is Call of Duty has done events better than they currently do them. They've done it in the past. We saw it during Modern Warfare Remastered with their Shamrock and Awe event, their Days of Summer event, their Christmas event. All of those are significantly better than what you currently have in the game. That's simple. And asking for better content, asking for better rewards, that's not being entitled. That's asking them to innovate and be creative and meet the expectations of this community. Because I look at the events that we get in MW3, none of them blow me away. None of them are anything that I sit here and am excited about. It doesn't get me to play the game. It might for some, and that's totally fine. But you should be trying to create events that bring the community together. But the events as they stand right now are just kind of bleh. And demanding more, expecting more, and being critical of them is not entitlement. It's asking a billion-dollar company to step up to the plate and make enhancements to their game. Then this poster goes on to talk about how fixing issues is hard and how coding is difficult. And not a lot of us understand that. And I'll be the first one to put my hand up and say, yeah, I know nothing about coding. I know nothing about game design. That's why I'm on this side of the screen talking about it. But expecting a billion-dollar company to be able to fulfill competent game design, competent servers, an anti-cheat system that actually works and penalizes people and actually has consequences to people's actions, I don't think that's entitlement. Again, that's an expectation. And I think this poster is mixing up entitlement with expectation. Are the expectations levied from Call of Duty's community too high? Perhaps. That's an argument I think we can get into. I think that's a discussion we can have. But entitled? No. I mean, there is certain things that we are entitled about for sure. But the majority of things that people believe this community is entitled about are normal in other franchises. Like stable servers? That's not entitlement. That is commonplace throughout the industry. It's just that Activision doesn't seem to care. Same thing goes with anti-cheat. A lot of companies are working tirelessly to improve it every single day. It doesn't feel that way with Ricochet. It feels as if there's more cheaters than ever. It's pretty consistent. It's a big problem. And then you have the obvious bug issues and quality problems that seep through the game at every single turn. I don't think it's entitlement to say that when you launch an update for the game that you don't break a million different things every single time. Because I look at other games. They can launch updates and not break things. It's not that difficult. Other games don't go through multiple DDoS attacks. Other games aren't experiencing the same declining quality year over year that we see with Call of Duty. It's not entitlement. I will not allow people to believe for a second that this community is too entitled. Not right now. The game isn't good enough. The franchise is not meeting its expectations. It's not meeting a level of standard that should be commonplace at this point in time. It's unacceptable. And to sit there and pretend that we're the ones in the wrong, that the community is the issue, is going to allow Activision and its developers to continue to be lazy, take a back seat, and say, you know what, let's let the community infight. And I'm tired of infighting with you guys. I want us to come together and see what's happened to this franchise. Come together and see that if we work as a unit, real change can be enacted. Like I talked about with a boycott of the store, like I've talked about with not buying the battle pass. These things send a message to Activision. You complain about the servers, you complain about the cheaters, don't go and support the store. That's how you provide your feedback. Nothing is going to change until we as a community change. And coming out and thinking that we're entitled because we expect a certain baseline of quality is just missing the mark. And that's where my frustration lies with this post. Now, obviously, I have nothing against this person at all. And if you're watching this video, I'm sure we could have a very logical discussion about Call of Duty and be very amicable about it. I just don't see where this community is entitled. Oh, we want events to be better. That's not entitlement. That's, once again, asking for them to step it up. Oh, we want them to fix the issues. Again, we want them to step it up. I don't think it's too much to ask and criticize this company for failing its community time and time again. Like this person says in their post they've been playing since Call of Duty. Then you have to realize and see that there's been a sharp decline over the last few years, especially once they eliminated supply drops and brought in bundles. The declining quality is palpable. It's very easy to see. And it's very frustrating. And the last thing we need to be is going at each other and saying you're entitled. Oh, you want the game to function? Oh, you want them to actually update the game and not break things. Well, don't you know how hard coding is? Come on, man. Every other company can do it, but for some reason it's too much to ask for Activision to properly do it, the multi-billion-dollar company. Give me a break. Seriously. And again, like I said, I'm not trying to throw any hate at this person. That's why I left his name out of the post. None of this is supposed to be meant as hate. I'm just arguing against his point. I don't think the community is too entitled. I think the community has expectations. And right now, as it stands, Call of Duty isn't meeting them. That's what needs to change. That's where Call of Duty needs to shift their focus. Meet the expectations of this community instead of consistently failing us time and time again. But that's all I have to say on this topic. I don't want to continue to repeat myself. I've said my piece. Now it's time to say yours down below in that comment section. Let me know. Do you think the Call of Duty community is too entitled, or are you like me and think that we have certain expectations that haven't been met? Let's have a civil discussion in that comment section. Always love hearing from you guys. Always love the support. So thank you again very much for watching. Thank you again if you enjoyed this video and hitting the like button. If you want to be a part of this little thing I'm doing here, this channel, we're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. Would love you to join this thing we're doing here. So hit that subscribe button if you're new. And as always, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye.